Yo, bitch, the fuck,
Okay,
we
time
in
to be
this serious, like, anyways, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a fat minute since I've recorded a video, I know, and you see, I'm not even gonna have any excuse for myself because, okay, there's an excuse, and that's school. But it's okay though, because in like a week and a half, I'm done with all of this, and then straight videos all summer, you know? Straight videos. But yeah. I've been ghost on y'all, and I apologize for that, and I'm sorry, like my light is like who the fuck is you? You're being disrespectful. Okay. Yeah, so I've been distant. What am I saying? What are you saying, sis? Like, seriously? Okay. I have been gone, okay? And I didn't disappear. I didn't fall off the face of the earth. My friends that are watching, that go to school with me, that have asked, I have told you, maybe I didn't, but if I did, you know that I said I've been busy with school, and now I'm not so busy. So I have the time. And, you know, I love YouTube. Anybody that has known me for years now knows how close YouTube is to my heart. But yeah, so today what I'm about to do is a very requested video from a lot of different people that I've met, whether it would be from people that just go to school with me, or somebody seeing me on the street or in the mall or something, or like people commenting on my videos and stuff. I have always, like, people are always asking me tips on like how to transition and what they should do when they become natural and all this stuff. And you know, I love to help people out, and I don't like the way my light is looking. I'm sorry. It'll be fixed in the next crop. But anyways, yeah, so everybody always asks me for tips, and you know, like every time it just makes me think, like when I wasn't doing YouTube. This is a very long intro. Sorry. But anyways, when I wasn't doing YouTube and people would ask me all these questions, like, damn, like I wish I had a YouTube video so I could be like, hey sis, click the link. But I couldn't do that because I didn't even have a video up like that at the time, and when I was younger I wasn't really serious about YouTube, but I was, whatever, if you know the story, you know the story. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing today, and I know a lot of people have been requesting this, and I'm about to give y'all the tea. And not all of the things on the list, I don't think, pertain to me exactly, because you know, everybody's transition and everybody's natural hair journey is different. That's if you're planning to go natural. If you're not planning to go natural and you're still watching this video, thanks for being a good scout. But if it does apply to you, I'm just letting you know that I didn't necessarily have to go through all of these things. Well, it's just like one thing that doesn't really relate to me, but relates to a lot of other people, because I wasn't the type to really do this. But yeah. And if you guys would actually like to see a natural hair journey video from me, let me know down below in the comments section. I don't know if anybody would want to watch that, but let me know if you would. And yeah, so this intro is 3 minutes. I love the editing life. I love it so much. Do you guys see my edges? Yeah, non-existent. Bro, I'm freaking hilarious. Anyways, guys, let's get right into this video. Okay. Tip number 1. Sis, cut the heat now. Do it now. Cut it out. I know you're straightening your hair right now. Put it away. Unplug it. And if you don't unplug it, you're going to start a fire. So unplug the flat iron. I see you. Unplug the curling iron. I see you. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? Stop it. Guys, repeatedly, and I cannot stress this enough, repeatedly going over your hair 1,000,000 times a week, or even if it's once every week, it doesn't matter. You're doing it every single week of the month. 4 weeks straight. You're having your hair straightened all the time. If you're planning to go natural, you need to stop it, because you're damaging your hair. And it's just like, what else could I say more to that? It's like, you're not benefiting yourself. I mean, I know every girl, well, not really so much me because I've never really technically have my hair like bone straight, but I know a lot of girls out there, they love that nice sleek look when their hair is all shiny and silky and it's like flowing down your back and it's like, ugh, look, my inches, sis. I know, but that's why we have bundles now. So I don't know what to say, because it's like you're damaging your hair and it's not okay, because in the long run it's not doing you any better. And if at some point you do want your hair to start getting healthier, it's gonna make a longer process for you. And I mean, I could get into all the scientific facts, but that's just basics. Like, you're damaging your hair. That's it. If I forgot to mention to say this, none of these tips are in a specific order, so I just wanted to throw that out there. It's like, I'm not saying them in like the most important like list of things, if that makes any sense. But anyways, the second tip is, do not go out there, please do not go out there and spend all your money at the beauty supply store buying all these things that different YouTubers or bloggers are recommending to you for you to buy because it's working for their hair and they say that's what's best. Whatever YouTuber, I'm not saying for anybody specific, but I'm just saying in general, whatever any type of person is telling you that this is what you should go buy and like this is what's gonna make your hair grow, you can't go off of that, because everybody is different. You need to know that everybody's hair is different. Everybody's different just in general. We know this. And you're just gonna go out there and you're gonna spend all this money, and it's like, what if it doesn't work? You spend money for no reason. I mean, you could always give it away to a friend or a relative, but what it is that you're going out and spending a lot of money on things that you don't even know if you're gonna need yet. Because I believe strongly in that you should know your hair first before you actually go out and buy things. Because it's like, for example, I have low porosity hair, and if you don't know what low porosity hair is, the definition right up here. But my hair is low porosity, so for me, let's say if when I was starting out as natural and I'm watching this YouTube video with this girl with high porosity hair, and I go out and buy something specifically for high porosity hair, that would be benefiting me in no type of way. Because as you guys, or what you may or may not know, low porosity hair has a very, very hard time in letting moisture in, and even like lifting the shaft of your hair for low porosity is pretty hard. That's why a lot of low porosity girls use hot water or warm water, which is best. So it wouldn't make sense for me to go out and go buy something used for high porosity hair when I'm low porosity, if that makes any sense. From the heavens of gods, these were made. Bitch, start deep conditioning. I am telling you right now, and I know I keep going like this, but it's like I'm being like dead serious. Like, this is something I care about. Sis, I want us all to win, okay? We need to all win. And in order for us to do this, we gotta start deep conditioning. That's facts. Deep conditioning is something magical, okay? I'm telling you this straight up. It's magical. It doesn't take that much time. It takes more time than it would to put in a leave-in conditioner. I understand that. But deep conditioning allows more moisture to come into your hair, or more protein depending on what type of deep conditioner you may have chosen or what you have bought, so on and so forth. In my first video, where I talk about my product stash, I show you guys a couple of different deep conditioners that I own. So if you guys want to check that video out, I'll have a link in the description down below. But deep conditioning is very, very, very important, because deep conditioning gives you that extra moisture that just conditioning your hair and detangling it in the shower cannot do. And especially if you add that indirect heat of using a blow dryer and or a hot cap, is that what they're called, when it has like the cap that you throw in the microwave and then you put it on top of your head, and it like lifts up the cuticle and the shaft, and it lets the deep conditioner penetrate your hair to allow more moisture and allow it to do all these different things that simply conditioning can't do for you. And that's why the deep conditioning comes from, because it's literally penetrating and giving you all that goodness. And there's so many different deep conditioners out there, and it's like you don't have to go out there and go buy one of the big tubes that I have, that, well, it's not that big, but like the general size ones that are like $11 and whatever cents from different brands. You could go out and go to your local beauty supply store, and they sell packets now where you could just like buy a little packet for like $1. I'm pretty sure that they sell them for, and you could test them out. So you're not buying something, like I said before, that you don't know will work for your hair or not. You could start testing different ones, and I know there's many different brands that sell the little packets that you could just pick up from your local beauty supply store. So you're saving money and you're helping your hair out at the same time. Tip number 4 is to be patient. I know that you just want your curls to be on and popping like the second after you do your big chop or however long you've been transitioning. I know, I was there too. But you gotta be patient with your hair, and you have to be able to learn from what you're doing, all this stuff, because it's like, if you think of it, it's all a learning experience. You're just learning more and more, because if you're putting something into your hair and it ends up not working out the best for your hair, but it works out great and amazing for somebody else, you're learning that your hair doesn't accept it the way that somebody else's does. And it's like, you have to be patient, because it's like, I don't really know how like to explain this, because it's, you need to be patient. I'm just gonna say that you need to be patient, because if you're not patient, you're gonna get frustrated, you're not gonna do it anymore, and then that's what results you into doing what you were doing before with your hair, which is not taking care of it, letting it go as it goes, and it becomes damage all over again, and you did all of this for no reason. So you gotta be patient, stick with it. And there's like a lot of stuff that I'm like leaving out of some of these tips that I put first, because they're like in other tips that come on later. But you have to be patient. You have to be patient with yourself. And it's like, please be patient when you detangle your hair, and do not detangle your hair when it's dry. I'm just gonna throw that in there. It's not a tip on here, but I'm throwing that out. Do not detangle your hair when it's dry. Okay? Do not detangle your hair when it's dry at all whatsoever. Okay? It will cause more breakage than you'll know, and you're gonna get so frustrated because your hair's so dry and it's not easy to well manage, and you don't have that slip that you would when your hair is drenched in water and it has conditioner added to it. So I would recommend, if you don't want your hair to be completely wet, get a spray bottle, spray your hair down, add some conditioner, which will make it a lot easier, but don't do it completely dry. Okay? So yeah, that's that. Make sure you please be patient with your hair, because patience is key, and the more patience you have, it's like the better and more easy everything is for you. Okay, so this next tip is for people that don't want to have like a big chop where you like cut off like 7 inches off of your hair of damage and you're left with like this little bush. I mean, you know, the TWs are really cute, but I'm just saying, this is for certain people. Like for me, like this is what I did. And this is what I tell a lot of people when they say like they don't want to really cut off all of their hair because they're scared of like looking like weird or what it may be for them, for their personal reasons. But what I did was, every so often, you know, you're supposed to trim your hair. And when I would go in, and this was when I was transitioning and I still had my dead ends. When I would go in and it would be time for a trim, I would cut off a little bit more than like the standard trim would be. So like, you know how when you cut off like X amount of centimeters or inches for your standard trim, you'd cut off a little bit more than that so you could get off a little bit more of the damage. So it's like you're taking off more and more and more, so it's not like you're going all the way through and just snipping it all away at once. It's like you're letting your hair gradually grow and you're just snipping off the dead ends, so it's still not hanging on. Because the dead ends, I don't know how to explain this, but when your hair is dead, because the ends of your hair are the oldest part of your hair. If you do not know this, I'm telling you this now, the ends are the oldest part of your hair. So look at the end of your hair, that's the oldest part. from when you have damaged hair at the ends, all of that, it goes up to the roots, causing more and more and more and more and more hair to be damaged the farther you go up, which is something you do not want at all, because it'll just make your life even more hectic and more crazy, and you just don't want it at all, because it's just going to make your life worse than it already is. So what I'm telling you is that if you do not want to do a big chop, or if you do want to do a big chop, that's up to you. But if you're one of the people that don't want to do a big chop, I recommend that you go in and you cut off a little bit more than you usually would for a trim, because that's what I did, and it worked out perfectly fine for me. And I'm not gonna say that it took too long, but it didn't take that long. I don't really remember how long it took for me to get all of the dead hair off, but I do know that I officially, I'm saying this for the first time here, I officially, like, no dead ends or nothing, became natural, fully natural, on April 21st of 2017. And that sounds like so, like, whoa, like that was just last year. But I transitioned for 2 years before that. Like, I was working on my hair and stuff, so I transitioned for a pretty long time before I actually, like, cut off the last little piece. And like I said, I was going in with, like, my big little trims, cutting off a little bit more. So that's my tip. I've officially lost count, but my next tip is to create a hair regimen. So a hair regimen is basically when you make a schedule for your hair, basically. So this day you'll be moisturizing, and this day you'll be washing, and this and that and this and that, you know, all that type of stuff. And I think it's best, or I believe that it's best, to create a hair regimen for yourself, because it'll keep, like, a structure for you, so you know exactly what you're supposed to do, like, on that day or what. And having a hair regimen, it puts your hair on a schedule also, because by that time your hair is used to it. And schedule will basically form together to make a way for your hair to know that all these, like, different types of moisture and all these different types of maintenance for your hair are coming in on these certain days, and it's coming together as in, like, helping you to exceed and have more and more growth. Because when you have, like, let's say if you're supposed to be washing your hair every Sunday you're getting rid of all that product buildup and all that different gunk and stuff that you have in your hair, and it's taking it out, flushing it out to allow new moisture and new stuff, so it's allowing more and more growth. There are different types of hair regimens that you could follow. Everybody has a different type of hair regimen, and, you know, everybody's life is different. So fit your hair regimen to your style, your lifestyle, and what, like, your work and school, and, like, fit it all into that. I'm not saying, like, put a specific time stamp that you're supposed to wash your hair, like, oh, I have to wash my hair at 5 o'clock on Sunday, I have to do this, like, now. No. Just make it for that day, reserve it for that day, and, like, that's why people are always like, well, on their wash day, that whole day is reserved to washing, because it's like there's a lot of things that go into that. And, you know, just my next tip is to find protective styles that work best for you. Not her, not him, not this one, not that one, but for you. Because this is your hair. I went like this, but this is your hair. So the way that you treat your hair and the way that you protect it is what's gonna happen to your hair. So you know, wigs are a new thing that a lot of people like to use, and a lot of people like to rock, and, you know, it's like they've developed over time, and, like, all these different new styles and stuff. Wigs may not be your thing. Maybe you like to do just a simple twist out like I have right now. You can't tell because I braided it up earlier in these 2 braids and threw, like, the rest of it in the ponytail in the back. But this is a twist up. A twist out. Sorry. This is a twist out. But yeah, like, maybe a twist out may be your thing, or a braid out, or whatever, box braids or rope twists, or whatever the case may be. Everybody has their different type of protective style, and what may work best for you may not work best for somebody else. So if you feel more comfortable in rope twists than you would doing a twist out every other day, then do what's best for you. But at the same time, what is going on with me? A lot of people forget to remember that you're not supposed to keep overlapping on the amount of times that you protective style. So for example, if let's say you got your box braids done on this day, and you wear them for like 2.5 months, and then you take them out after that 2.5 months, you take your hair out, you wash it, and then after that, the next day, you go and get some more box braids. You should always allow your hair to breathe in between protective styles. I'm going to say this again because a lot of people do not remember a lot of people do not remember this. Let your hair breathe. Let your hair breathe. Let your hair breathe. Okay? Let your hair breathe. Because if you're not letting your hair breathe, it's like you're not putting in, the protective style isn't protecting anything. Okay, so this next tip is about protecting your hair at night. So I would recommend a satin or silk bonnet, scarf, or pillowcase. They do sell pillowcases. You can get them on Amazon or buy them in stores anywhere if they sell them near you. I don't know of any place near me that sells them, but they do sell those types of pillowcases in that material, because you will not believe, cotton sucks the life out of your hair, literally. If you have cotton pillows, and I don't know if you've ever seen this or realized it, I don't know if you've ever woken up from a night after sleeping and like just touch your hair and like you just feel how dry, and it feels dry and crusty and brittle and crunchy. That's because cotton sucks the life out of it. Whereas if you wear a scarf or a bonnet to sleep, your hair is soft and silky, and it still keeps that same moisture from the day before because your hair is being protected in that material. So I do not recommend sleeping on cotton whatsoever, even though I sleep on cotton sometimes when I do forget to throw on my bonnet. So, sorry. But it all happens. It happens to all of us. But for the most part, you need to be wearing a bonnet. This is what happens when you don't go to English class. This is what happens. Just kidding, go to class. I recommend heavily a silk or satin bonnet, scarf, or pillowcase. And I'm actually trying to invest in a pillowcase right now, but I haven't gotten around to getting one, but I will get one very soon. But they do protect your hair very, very much, and even though you might not see a difference, scientifically there's a big difference in you sleeping on a cotton pillow versus you sleeping on a silk or satin pillowcase, which is protecting your hair a lot more than cotton would. The next tip is to moisturize, 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 sis. Moisturize, okay? Because you cannot be walking around here with your hair dry and brittle and crunchy and all this crunchy as a crunch bar. Like, you can't be walking around like this. You have to take care of your hair. This is what all of this has been about, okay? If you're not moisturizing your hair, you're just walking around with hair that has no juice. No, you have no juice. You have the potential, but you don't have the juice yet. You have all the potential, but there's no juice. No juice. It's like when you're mixing Kool-Aid powder and the water, and like the water is just sitting on top of the Kool-Aid powder, but it hasn't mixed yet. You haven't made juice.
I really just did that though. Like,
remember that.
Powder with no juice? Like, fam, get at me, bro.
Remember that. Oh, I just did something. Remember that. You're just powder right now. You're not juice. So, moisturizing your hair, like I have said, penetrates, lifts up the shaft, helps your hair, benefits you in so many different ways, because if your hair was not moisturized all of the time, your hair breaks. Believe it or not, your hair breaks. I know you see it when you detangle your hair and then your hair breaks, okay? And sometimes for certain people it breaks off a little bit more, and it could be for many different things. Your hair can break off for the simplest things. Your hair tie could be way too tight. You have too much protein in your hair, too much moisture in your hair. There is a such thing as too much moisture. I'm telling you right now. Hair band too tight, too much protein, too much moisture, detangling the wrong way, taking out your protective style the wrong way. putting in chemicals, so many different factors, and especially using those little hair ties that have the metal like, what is it called, a bracket? The little metal thing, you know what I'm talking about. The hair ties that look like this, yeah, they break off your hair because it literally pulls the metal part, it pulls on your hair. And I have learned my lesson way too many times on using those hair ties. So I refuse to ever go near one ever again. Okay? There are many different types of hair ties out there that you could buy, which are way better than that and will save you a lot of hair in the long run. And I'm just going to throw this in here because I don't really feel like making a separate clip. The last tip. Stop putting harsh chemicals in your hair. This should have been number 1, but it wasn't. So stop putting harsh chemicals in your hair. Okay? Okay. Guys, put the relaxer away. Put the color dye away. Throw it away. Stop wasting your money. It's not doing you any good whatsoever. You know? It's not doing you any good. What else? Put the perm away. Your hair is beautiful. Why permanently straighten it? Why? So you could satisfy an old culture statement about how people should look. Why? Your curls are beautiful. You were made like this because you were chosen to be like this. You're the chosen one. We are the chosen ones. Like I was saying, I'm gonna count heat as a chemical too because it's the devil. Flat, it is. You guys, seriously, putting all these harsh chemicals and stuff on your hair isn't doing you any good at all. If you feel your hair breaking off, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and you know what you do. Continue to do it, which you should not do because you know it's not good for your hair.